D, wait for it, light bulb.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I watched the first episode of What If, Marvel's What If, and this is their animated show on Netflix. I just want to say real quick before I get started that I just had some dental work done, so my words might be a little bit slurred because this side of my face is numb. Anyways, and this is the show that they're putting out that I have been the most excited about. Like I was like, I can't wait for this show. I'm really excited. I love animation. I think it's going to be great. I love Elseworld stories. Like I love What If was a comic, and I have some issues of that back in the old closet and everything. And I love this concept of there's like, for instance, in this one person changes a little thing that they do and it makes a whole new world and everything. And I love that concept. I always have. I think it's great. So this is the first episode, and this is centered around Captain Carter. And I mean, we knew it would be just because like she's been on every promo for this show and everything, which is great. It's fine and everything. So I do have some negatives about this episode. But mostly I enjoyed it, so I'm gonna break this sucker down and give you my thoughts on everything. And like always. But before I get started real quick, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine usually get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right. So why don't we go ahead and get started on breaking down this episode? So it starts off with this little montage, and the Watcher is talking, and he's talking about how time is not linear. It's more like it can get fractured or whatever, and one little tiny thing can change everything and create a whole new universe and everything. There's the Watcher, and he just watches and everything. And this is what, and it dares you to ask the question, what if, and everything. Great. So then he starts telling the story of Captain America about how he became the super soldier, and then he saved, stopped the war, and then he made the ultimate sacrifice and everything. And then it goes back to when they were about to put him in the little casket here to give him the super soldier serum. And they're talking, and I believe it's the same speech. I don't know. I didn't go back and watch Captain America to watch this one, but same speech and everything. And then they go in, and at this point, this scientisty guy, he's all like, "Wouldn't you like a seat from the booth, the viewing gallery?" And he's all like, and Steve Rogers says something like, "Why don't you stay?" And that was the moment when this whole reality changed. So then he gets in, and then she's sitting here watching, and then this spy guy, he's got a little clicky, and she's watching it, and that right there is a bomb. And so she sees him, and the bomb explodes, and then the guy, he starts shooting people, and he shoots Steve, okay? And Steve gets out a little casket thing because he's going to, stop and the guy and save the world kind of thing. You know how Steve is. But then Peggy shoots the spy, and then Steve's lying on the ground, and stuff's going. The machine is going to backfire or whatnot. They can't get it to run, and Stark is all like, "Somebody's got to get in that. We got to get Steve in that thing." And this guy's all like, "Get Steve Rogers in there," and she's like, "He can't," and everything. And they're like, "We need to do it now, and if we don't do it, if somebody doesn't get in there, it's going to be done. We won't be able to do it." So Peggy gets in, and they flip the switch, and she comes out, and she's looking like friggin' muscle man. This is the biggest problem I have, is that she looks like a chick's head on a dude's body. I'm like, what's going on here? Anyways, that's my biggest complaint about this show, is Peggy Carter looks gross. Anyways, so then he's all happy. I mean, it's fine, I guess. And then this guy's all like, "This is a disaster. Hopefully we can get something out of your blood so we can make a real soldier," which is kind of mean, because I like Agent Carter. I think she's a good she's not only a good character, but I like Haley Atwell. don't quote me on that. I can't remember the actress's name. I like her too. I liked that Agent Carter show that she was on. So it's good that she's getting her time in the sun. And apparently she's going to be showing up in Doctor Strange and everything, which is good because I like that Haley Atwell chick. She's a good actress. So she's all like, hey, and they keep saying the line. This guy keeps saying the line. You're not supposed to be in the room, or you're lucky you're even in the room, or something like that. So then she's working out and everything, throwing these things into the wall, and they're talking and chit chatting. He's talking about how Bucky's going in with the 7th and everything, and she's like, I wish I could help and everything. And then they talk about Hydra goes in and they take the Tesseract or whatnot. How he went in and took the Tesseract, and and I think this is like scene for scene, all the stuff besides, the Peggy Carter stuff, or Captain Carter stuff. So they're talking about the Tesseract and everything, and it's a power source. And he's all like, I can't send men. I don't have the resources, yada, yada, yada. It seems like it's not even, worth the time. And Peggy's all, and these two, she's in at the bar and he gives her outfit and everything. And then he also gives her shield. So then she's ready to party. So she goes and she attacks this convoy that has the Tesseract. She's flipping cars over. She's flipping cars over, attacking these guys. And this is a good action scene. All the action sequences in this are really good. This guy gets out and he's like, oh, look, a little Fräulein, you're so weak and everything. And she punches him out and everything. And then she gets this dude, I can't remember his name, and she gets the Tesseract and captures him and everything. And this guy's all like, is that radioactive? So then he builds this, and I can't remember the name of it, this smasher robot, which is basically the Iron Man suit. And these two are talking and everything. And she goes in and they're talking about Bucky, because Bucky gets captured and everything. So she goes in and she, basically like the first movie, she rescues these guys. And she's kicking butt and everything. It's a good action sequence. But then tanks show up. She does the Wonder Woman thing where she hits the mortar, the bazooka missile off of her shield. I was like, you're kind of stealing there a little bit, but whatevs. And then she's like, we need ass support. And they're like, Rogers is inbound. She's like, Steve, and he comes in. Yeah, there she is, Steve. And he comes in, he's got his Iron Man suit on, and he's just the Tesseract is the power source, and he's just plowing away at these tanks. He's like taking them out and everything. He's like, hey, I came to help you out. So then it just shows this montage of how this guy was all like, Peggy Carter, Agent Carter was Captain Carter was my idea, and the robot thing that what's his face built, that was my idea. It's all working out great. I loved it from the start. This was my favorite sequence in the entire episode, was the plane sequence where she's flying on Steve and then she attacks all these planes. She flies into this plane, she takes it out, and then she flies into this one, she takes it out, and then she jumps off, and then she jumps back onto Steve, and she's like riding it like a horse. This was my favorite sequence out of the entire episode. I really liked it a lot. And except she looks like a dude there, and everything. So yeah, that was my favorite sequence. I thought it was really, really good. I hope they do that, in a movie somewhere. Although we've seen it in Star Wars. I just want to say that Ahsoka did it, in the last 4 episodes, and she might have done it before that, but Ahsoka already did it. Okay, Agent Carter. So calm it down, sister. Anyway, so back at Red Skull's castle, he's building this machine because he wants to get the Tesseract back, and he wants to open a portal to release what I think is what was the cat in Captain Marvel? What was that? It wasn't a cat. It was a Scroot. It wasn't a Scroot, but I can't remember the name of it. A Flargan. I think that's what was that came out of the portal. Don't quote me on that because I don't know, but I have a feeling it was a Flargan. Anyways, so he was like, I will release my champion, Hydra's champion. He's like, you're champion. And he shoots him. And then these guys, they all become part. And he's like, and Hydra will rise. And then they're like, Hail Hydra, Hail Hydra. And you're like, oh, this is crazy. So then these two are having a little drinky drink, and they're talking everything, and, getting all flirty with her big man muscles and his skinny little twink body. Anyways. So he's not even a twunk. Is that what it's called now? He's totally a twink. Look at him. Anyways, and then he shows up and he's like, hey, guys, we got a car. What's going on here and everything? So then they go to stop this train. Although this is a really good shot. I really like this shot. Maybe I'll use this for my thumbnail. Anyways, so they're sitting here talking and they fly into this train. Oh, they swoop down everything. I thought that was cool. I think that's from the movie. I don't remember. I should have watched this movie beforehand, but yeah, anyways. So then they fly down, or they swoop down. There they are, swooping down. And he flies in and he opens it up and he's realized it's nothing but bombs. And he's like, Peggy, get out, and everything starts to blow up. They jump off the back of the train. She's like, Steve, and everything. Avalanche comes, buries him, and she's like, and then the two people are arguing. She's like, we lost Steve, and everything. And then the general guy starts talking. She's like, you're just to be lucky to be even in the room, and everything. Which I was like, ooh, snap, sister. Good job. Because he did deserve that. He was being a dick the whole time. And, she finally got her little clap back at him. And then she's all sad, which I felt bad for her because, she loves Steve and everything. He loves her. And I love their little romance, even with his twink body and her man muscles. It's fine. So she goes in to interrogate this guy. And he's like, I will tell you nothing, Floorline and Fireline and everything. And she's all like, and then she's like, he told me everything. Told him about the castle. Oh, this is the part where I take it back. This is the part where he's all like, we're not going to this. And she's like, you're lucky to be even in the room and everything. And then they all decide they're going to go. And even Stark goes. And so she gets in here. She lets them all in. And then she's flying and everything. And this was my favorite part, which I didn't get a good screen grab. I wish I. But this guy's he's hiding behind the bags of sand. And she pushes her arm in and she pulls him out. That was my favorite part of this fight. I was like, yeah, and everything. So then they go up and she goes down, or no, they go down and she goes up. I don't know. Anyways, as far as like what direction to go in the castle. And so Red Skull opens up this portal. And they go into this room and they find the Iron Man robot and they find Steve, and she goes out. She went down. And he opens up the portal and the Flargon, I'm going to call it a Flargon because that's what I think it is. It starts to come through with its little tentacles. Very Hellboy, the first Hellboy movie. Very so much like the Hellboy, very first Hellboy movie. He's like, Hydra's champion. Because they were all like, he either wants to dominate the world or destroy it and everything. Because if he can't dominate, he's going to destroy it. So then they come in and they see these little tentacles because these tentacles are just going to keep growing. And I guess that's what a Flargon is, maybe, if it's a Flargon. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a Flargon. She's all like, oh, no. And he's like, you're too late. We have Hydra's champion. And then it grabs him. And he's all like, ah! And then it crushes him and everything. So funny. I knew that was going to happen, though, as soon as the tentacles came out and everything. And he started to do this. I was like, oh, it's going to kill him. Since Steve's all like, we have to get out of here. And he's like, the battery, there's enough juice in the battery that it'll last me for a hot minute. So that clonks on the ground. I was like, that's a joke that's been like, that's overdone. Anyways, so he gets up and then she starts to fight. And this part was kind of cool. It wasn't as cool as the airplane fight, in my opinion. And he goes and he's all like, I'm the science guy. I'm the button pusher guy. And he's like, I can't push the buttons. It's in German. And she's like, do I need to tell you how to push the push button guy, how to push buttons? And so she's kind of losing it and everything. And she gets this cool sword. And I didn't get a screen grab of it, but I'm going to use that as my thumbnail. Anyways, so she's getting pulled into the little portal thing and she's all like, Steve, and everything. So he comes in and he's, and he's like, yeah, I said it was indestructible because they thought it had been destroyed and everything. And then he gets pushed to the side, to the wall. And he's like, Stark and everything. And she comes in and cuts off the tentacle that's holding him against the wall. These guys come in, they start firing, and then the little thing screeches. It's like, and everything. And they're like, oh, and everything. And then so Steve flies the men out, except for Stark. And he flies back in. That's cool. That's a good shot. Anyways, and she's fighting and everything. And the tentacles just keep growing, and he's like, "I can't get it." It just keeps. The Flargon is keeping open the portal. And she's like, "That I just have to push it back to hell," and everything. So she's pushing. Steve comes in and blasts it, but then he loses. Once he does this little thing where he zzz and everything, he loses power, and he goes and he comes out and he's all like, "Peggy," and she's like, "I have to do this," and he's like, "You owe me a dancing lesson," and she's all like, yeah, next Saturday and everything, or this Saturday. And she pushes it into the portal and then it closes. And I was like, oh, that's reminiscent. And then, get this little blasty thing. And then he grabs the Tesseract and he's all sad. And that's very reminiscent of the Captain America, the first movie and everything. Just it was Carter instead of him. So then it goes to the future. This portal gets opened back up. These tentacles fly all over the place. And then she pops through and she's like, this is a good shot when she's like, whoo, and everything. I like that a lot. And then she's all like, and then he's like, ma'am, please put down the sword. And she's all like, where is Steve Rogers and everything? And he's all like, it's been 70 years. The war is over. And he's like, are you okay? And she's all like, of course. We won the war and everything. You can see the lines on her forehead. Like she's super sad and everything. So she's like Steve, but the opposite. Even with the man muscles, she's like Steve, but and everything. So then he's all like, and therefore change the history of this dimension. He's like, I am the Watcher. I'm here to observe and not take part, or whatever he says. I can't remember exactly what he says. So I thought that this was a really, hold on, I want to go back to her stance here to get that. I really thought this was a good episode. I just, first thing that I just don't like her man body. It's like, they're always like, we're trying to subvert the male gaze. And I'm all like, if she had just, a more muscular body as a female, is that not like, what's going on here? Like when I watch these shows, I'm not watching this cartoon to get hard. So I don't understand that whole concept. But then also, I'm not sure if I like the animation style. I'm not 100% sure I like it or not, whatnot. It's like this was supposed to be a 10 episode season. And the last episode, they didn't have time to finish it. And I'm all like, what are you talking about? We're in a pandemic. I thought you people were at home. How did you not have time to finish this? It's animation. This animation isn't like awe-inspiring, in my opinion. It's good, but it's not like crazy good. So I'm not sure if I like the animation style. I still need to watch a couple more episodes to see if I like it. But I did like the action sequences. It was very good. I do like Peggy Carter as a character. I can't wait to see the next episode. I think it's supposed to be the T'Challa episode as Star-Lord, which will be great because it's going to be so sad hearing Chadwick Boseman and everything. But tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like this episode? What was your favorite part? I have to say, besides, like, as far as action sequences go, my favorite part was that plane part. But overall, parts in this cheap episode, my favorite part was when Red Skull was like, I have released Hydra's champion, and then it just grabbed him and then smushed him. I was like, like that's what you get, stupid, for opening interdimensional portals with monsters in it, you dummy. I could have told you that, but yeah, he never read a comic book. So tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Tell me what you think about this show. Are you like me and you're on the fence about the animation, or do you love this style of animation? Tell me about it, because I would love to know. Who's your favorite character? What episode are you looking most forward to? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my breakdown of What If. You guys have a good week. Bye.